Hello everyone, and welcome to this NiceLabel video on installing and activating your software. In this video, we're going to learn how to install NiceLabel using our single installer, as well as activate the software and switch between versions of the software, such as Pro or Express, without having to download any extra software. So let's click Next to get started. We're going to accept the terms and agreements of our end user license agreement. Instead of installing the product using a license key, we're going to install the free trial and then activate it with our key. So we're going to select free trial here. We're going to leave everything as default and click Next. And then this is a new one. We're going to install NiceLabel as a Windows service, which is a new feature. We actually want to give it a higher permission than a user local system account, because if it's accessing things such as a shared network or shared files, sometimes a local system account may not be sufficient. So we're going to put in our service account password here and click Next. Now we are ready to make our changes. So while this is installing, it's actually going to install PowerForms, Pro, and Express, allowing us to test each version of the software before we decide without having to download multiple versions of the software. We can easily switch in between all three for our 30-day trial. Also, while doing the installer, it's actually going to install samples for us for each version of the software, so we can test out how we want to actually use the software before without even having to design a label. Now, as we can see during the install process, we have some of our icons here already placed on the desktop. We have our NiceLabel Designer. We have NiceLabel Automation Builder and Manager, which we'll get into in a separate video, as well as NiceLabel Print, which we'll also get into in a separate video. NiceLabel Print is basically a simple GUI that users can be given that allows them to just select a folder full of labels, and it'll preview the label, and they can just print. Automation is our print automated manager, so those will be covered in a different video. So we're just about done installing the software, and once it's done installing, we're going to go in, we're going to take a look at the different versions of the software, and then we're actually going to activate the software. Now we're just about done installing. Okay, so NiceLabel is done installing. We're going to click Close, and we're going to open up NiceLabel Designer. Now here we have three options. We can choose to purchase the software license online. We can do a 30-day free trial, and as you can see, NiceLabel will tell us how far along we are in the trial, or we can activate the license. We're going to click Continue Free Trial, and here we have three options to pick on what software we want to open. We can choose Express, which allows us to just quickly design labels. We can do Pro, which allows us to do labels with dynamic content, and then PowerForms, which we can do labels and forms, which we have seen in previous videos. We're going to start with Express and click on Continue Evaluating Express. So now we have an option here to go either to a new label or a new sample template. Much like in previous videos, we had solutions that's only available in the PowerForms. So we're going to click on New Label here and click Finish. And now I have my NiceLabel Express here. As we can see, we have NiceLabel Designer Express. We have a few options here, but we're actually going to switch to Pro by going to, we're going to go to File and About. And then we're actually going to change our product level, and we're going to go to Pro and click OK. And as you can see, product level changes will take effect next time the application is started. So we have to close NiceLabel and then reopen it. So we're going to click Exit, and we're going to reopen NiceLabel. Once again, we're going to click Continue Free Trial, and Pro is already selected, and we're going to click Continue Evaluating Pro. And once again, we're going to select New Label and finish again. And as you can see, we have a few more options here, such as variables and databases and functions, and it shows that we're using NiceLabel Designer Pro. Once again, we're going to go to File and About, and we're going to change our product level to Power Forms. Once again, we'll click OK and click Exit and reopen the software. We're going to continue free trial, and we're going to choose Power Forms. Once again, we're going to do New Label, but this time we're actually going to activate the software. So we're going to click Finish, and now I want to choose Activate Key. Now here's our activation screen. Here you'll fill in your license key, your name, your company, and your email. So I've got my key here. Now, once I put in my name and my company, if I didn't have online access such to the internet, which you need to activate the software, we can click Activate Online, and it generates a registration code. What you would do is you'd call our NiceLabel tech support and give us your license key and your registration code, and we'll generate an activation code, which we'll then email to you or give to you over the phone, which you'll then use to activate here. We're going to click Close, and we're going to go back to Activate Key. I'm going to put in my key. I'm going to put in my name, our company, and then my email. Now I'm going to click Activate Your License. Now, as you can see here, I have NiceLabel Power Forms, and if we go to File and About, it's going to show us that we have our key as well as what license we have. We can still change the product level by going to Pro or Express. If you have an Express key, you cannot go to the higher versions of Pro or Power Forms, but if you have Power Forms, you can always go down to Pro or Express. So in summation, in this video, we learned how to install our software. We learned how to activate the software as well as different activation methods, and we've learned how to change between the versions and learn that you can still test the software even in trial mode for 30 days of Express, Pro, and Power Forms. Thank you for tuning in to this NiceLabel video on installing and activating your software.